And then to now
that knockout. That was the moment Ilia Topuria became the new featherweight king. Everyone thinks it was instinct, a natural-born killer's perfect shot. But the truth? It was engineered. Every breath, every rep.
Doesn't matter what people say or what people think about me. I know that I'm going to be the biggest superstar in the UFC because of all the things you are going to see.
Every heartbeat, designed by a man the fight world doesn't even know exists. A ghost in the shadows. That knockout, that was the moment Ilia Topuria became the new featherweight king. Everyone thinks it was instinct, a natural-born killer's perfect shot. But the truth? It was engineered. Every breath, every rep, every heartbeat. Designed by a man the fight world doesn't even know exists.
That's why I say he's the new high watermark. There's people that are thinking maybe he's the best pound-for-pound fighter alive.
Ilia Topuria's rise to the top has been violent and fast. From a small gym in Spain, many doubted he could ever touch UFC gold. He appears to be an unstoppable killer with no weaknesses. But the architect of this force isn't some famous MMA coach. He's a man who intentionally stays hidden. This is the story of Jesus Gallo, the unknown mastermind who forged the UFC's most feared fighter. Today, we pull back the curtain on the obsessive, brutal methods used to create this monster. You won't see Jesus Gallo in interviews. He's a ghost. Their paths crossed when Ilia was just a prospect. Fast hands, but a fatal flaw. His gas tank. Enter Gallo, a Cuban conditioning genius who had already built monsters. He saw the raw material and made a promise. Give him 12 months and he'd build a 15-round monster. His first move? He made Ilia breathe only through his nose for an entire hour. Within a month, his heart was monk calm. That calm is why, seconds before Volkanovski fell, Ilia looked like he was meditating. The transformation had begun. For Gallo, conditioning isn't just part of training, it is the training. He starts with brutal 4 a.m. ruck walks, 20 kilos on his back, strict nose breathing, no excuses. Then comes the lactate work, 10 5-minute rounds on the hellish Airdyne bike. But his true madness? Fight-specific chaos. Imagine wrestling until your lungs are on fire, and being told the round only starts once you're already suffocating. Mouth closed, heart pounding, open your mouth, the round restarts. This is why, in the championship rounds, as his opponents are sucking wind, Topuria looks like he just finished a light warm-up. Gallo has one famous, defiant philosophy. Barbells don't bleed. Why waste time lifting dead weight that doesn't fight back? Instead, custom flywheels. They force Ilia's muscles to absorb massive eccentric loads. The result? A spring coiled inside the very punch that dropped a legend and won him the title. This isn't training, it's weapon building. Physical dominance means nothing if the mind breaks. So Gallo trains what he calls decision fatigue. He pushes Ilia's brain to its limit when his body is already begging to stop. Picture this: Ilia sprinting on a curved treadmill, heart rate in the red zone, while a machine fires tennis balls at him. His job? Maintain the sprint and call out the color of each ball. Miss 3? Punishment round. This is why opponents can't fluster him. When a brawl breaks out, when chaos scrambles another fighter's mind, Ilia has already been there. Hundreds of times. He's thinking clearly. Inside the storm. Gallo doesn't fuel a fighter. He programs one. Every meal, every vitamin, timed like a sniper shot. Nothing left to chance. Every night, an infrared sauna dropped his core temperature like a kill switch. While other teams flaunt expensive tech, Gallo relies on simpler, smarter tools. A cheap audio metronome clips to Ilia's waist during road work, set to a perfect 180 beats per minute. If his foot strikes drift, wasted energy. For striking, every heavy bag session is filmed, but only the final 30 seconds matter. If that number drops, repeat the round. While others gas, Ilia's volume climbs. He's the only man in the cage, getting stronger as the fight gets longer. Others measure effort, Gallo measures efficiency. Fast forward to UFC 298. In front of him, Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest featherweights of all time. Then, at 3 minutes and 32 seconds of round 2, Ilia lands a right hand. The champion crashes to the canvas. Commentators called it instinct. Dead wrong. That exact sequence had been drilled 2,000 times over 8 weeks, always under fatigue, always mouth closed, always with that monk calm heart. It wasn't luck, it was muscle memory. Engineered in a quiet Spanish gym. Subscribe now, because the monsters are already being built, and the next one is coming. Champions are never an accident. Behind Ilia Topuria stands Jesus Gallo, the silent scientist who turned raw talent into a data-driven predator. But here's the terrifying thought for the rest of the division. Gallo swears Ilia is only operating at 70% of his full potential. If that's true, we haven't seen his final form. And when that happens, it won't just be the division that suffers. It'll be anyone who dares step into his world.